Hi everybody, Hoarder the Board here again. My name is Edgar and welcome to the Christmas Buyer's Guide 2024. Uh, Second video, and we're going to talk about party games. Games that you can do with a group, with family, with a group of friends, um, at a birthday party. Games that people that are easy to learn, very fun, a group activity also, and it will bring out the laughs and the accusations and every emotion uh, that you can think of. A little bit of anger, a little bit of fun, and a lot of laughter. And these games are games that are very enjoyable for me. So let's get to my 6 games that I recommend to you, and also my um, 7th game, which I don't think I will ever get for Christmas. It's a bit expensive, but I play it online, so that's a hint. So let's get to it. So my first game of the year is, and if you guys have a minute, I will just check something first, and I'll be talking about my first game. And my first game is gonna be Monikers. So Monikers is a very fun game. Um, it's um, it's a 4 to 16 player game. You're gonna do it in teams, 30 to 60 minutes, ages 17 and up, and so 1.10 at on BG. So I have the original Monikers, and you can see there's also other monikers. Well, you cannot see it, but there are other monikers. So there are monikers that just expand the game. There are more cards. So basically what you're doing in this game is you have teams. Everybody gets a certain amount of cards. The rulebook is not that big, so it's basically just this. So you have 3 rounds, and you're going to have these cards. And because you shuffle them, everybody gets a certain amount. They pick a certain amount. You can even make it a little bit shorter. I usually tell everybody if it's a big game to get maybe less or more cards depending on how long you want the game to go on. I usually don't keep track of score, but you can still do scoring. For example, well, this one has a picture, uh, a ginger. You have farting in the elevator, and you see points at the bottom. So this is 3 points. The ginger was 1 point. You even have 4 points here. Uh, Tyrone Lannister from Game of Thrones, and there's a little description on if you don't know. Or if you don't know the person or the object, well, you know the object, but or maybe you don't know, like moonwalking. There's a little description. Doomsday Prepper, a cop who is actually a stripper, prom, uh, conductor, sumo, Oscar the Grouch, for example, Fainting Goat, Carl Sagan, David Bowie in Labyrinth, and they have different points, like 4 points. I think 4 is the highest, I think. I don't think there's 5s. And everybody remembers their card. Well, the thing your card will come up in a way you can choose easier or more difficult cards to put in. All the cards get shuffled into one pile, and then before that, of course, you make the teams, and then you're gonna. This is the back of the box, but then you start with one team will start and one person will start, and there's a timer. Someone on the phone has puts a 1 minute timer, um, and they start, and then they press the start, and they have 1 minute to go through the deck. So you go through the deck, and it's like uh, you cannot say the word. So this is Papa John, and but you can read the text, or if you know the text, you can say something else, but you cannot say the word. And then if they say like, "Hey, that is Papa John," you put it face up, and then you continue. And if you don't, you can skip it, go to the next card. Frogger is well, you cannot say Frogger. A little amphibian from a classic 80s arcade where you cross heavy traffic, and so on. And the thing is, when the timer is done, you put the cards beneath the deck, and the other team goes and they try to guess. The thing is, only your team is allowed to guess at that point. The other team cannot guess. But they can go like, hey, if that card comes up later, because it goes to the bottom of the deck, that can be that a word. And you go to 3 rounds, and the second round will be. What was it again? So the first round you can use any words, sounds, or gestures, and you can. The second round you can only use one word as a clue, and the third round is charade. So the thing is, as soon as the whole deck in the first round is guessed, you tally up the points, you shuffle all the cards back together, and you go to round 2. And you do that again. In round 2 you have also like the one word clue, and in round 3 charades, and the team that has the most points wins. It's a fun activity, it's hilarious. You can make this easy or as hard by putting easy or hard words, and this is just a staple now in party games, I think, because I think this is something for everybody. The thing is, everybody gets a chance to do at least something, charades. So it brings out also the person that is a little bit shy. So he sees other. He or she sees other persons doing charades and stuff like that, and it's more comfortable doing charades yourself, even if you're not an extrovert. So there, I also know about this monikers. I think I played this one the first time, and then I got my own deck. This was a little bit different. This one looks the same as the card looks the same, but the cover is different. And that was mine. So here all the monikers. So if you see here, there is monikers classic, more monikers, and serious nonsense. But there's also one for shut up and sit down, and a few other smaller ones sprinkled in. So yeah, you have monikers. This is already like a lot of cards. This is, I don't know how many cards this is. I'm just gonna check it. Maybe it's here. It doesn't say, but it's a lot of cards. At least like 200 something cards. So that is my first pick for party games, and that is monikers. My second one is gonna be another game that I have, and that is. Oh, let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, that is not what I want to do. And that is Feed the Kraken. I haven't played this one in a while, but this one is actually really cool. So, in Feed the Kraken, it's a social deduction game. You have a board. So, this one I cannot really show you without spilling everything out, I think. So, it's a game for 5 to 11 players, 45 to 90 minutes, ages 12 and up, and 2.12. It's a little bit more involved. So you have this board here. Can I just show you? Oh, this looks like a very deluxe version. Oh, this is the XXL version at Spiel from last year. Oh, wow, this is the deluxe version with the tentacles and the ship. I do have the ship though, but I don't have the tentacle one. I'm a little bit sad I didn't pick this one up. Is there any board here? Oh, there's a part of the board. So you start at a certain point of, this is the end. So you see here the red is where the pirates have to go, and the blue one is the sailor, and you have this one after, at the other end of the Kraken is the yellow one. That is where the cultists have to go. So you start at the beginning of the map, and you're gonna pick teams to go on your voyage, and everybody has a secret role. They either are sailors, they either are pirates, and there's one cultist. Depending on the amount of players, some games don't have a cultist. I think. Oh no, they all have a cultist. I think I can't remember, but maybe some version, depending on the low play count, will have a cultist or not a cultist. I think they all have a cultist. And the thing is, you're gonna pick two teams. It's a bit like Secret Hitler, but you're gonna pick a navigator and a captain, and I think you're another role. But as soon as it's your turn, you're gonna pick a captain. You're gonna pick uh, a navigator, and they're all gonna get a few. They're gonna get two cards from the deck, and you see here there's arrows. So you have red, yellow, and blue. So they're gonna pick one of the cards, and they can either be one of those colors, and it will determine where they go. Uh, and they're gonna put it in a box. First the captain, then the navigator, and they cannot see what they put in, but they put it secretly, and they shuffle it, and they give it back to the player that nominated them, and that player will look at both cards, and they will pick one and throw one of the cards back into the sea, so it's just like a discard pile. And what happens, but they put it face down. The other card they will reveal, so they will move on that location with the ship, and then they're gonna do the action that's on the card, because cards also have action on them, and it will be determined depending on the player count which cards will be in the game. So it's on the bottom left of the board, so that's also easy access for everybody to see, and then people can discuss. It's like, hey, what happened? Why did you go to the red one? It's like, hey, I only got red one. It's like, yeah, but I didn't put a red one, but I also didn't put a red one. It's like, hey, who's lying? Maybe someone is not lying. If they say like, hey, I put a red card in because I got two reds. Like, yeah, that is uh, a great social deduction game, and the pirates will try to reach the red part of the map, and the sailors want to reach the blue part of the map. The cultists, however, as soon as a yellow card is played, there's a five cards that are face down for the cultists, so everybody goes back to sleep. No, the thing is, the person that uh, uh, chose the yellow card will get to pick one of those. If it's a certain card with, like, I think a tentacle, everybody goes back to sleep. The cultist will expand his cult. So he will tap someone on the shoulder or on the hand or on the shoulder. It's better to put your hand out. And that person wakes up, looks at the cultist, and suddenly they're part of the cult. What the cultists want to do, they want to reach that specific part in the middle. But as you saw, there's also like a kraken with two tentacles on the three spaces. One space in front of the yellow part and two beside them. If they reach there, everybody has to decide who goes overboard. If they throw the cult leader overboard, the cult leader wins, and the other cultists that he amassed also win. And yeah, there's also that you can use guns for mutiny. So these guns tokens, if you say, hey, I don't trust these people, you can say mutiny, and whoever has the most reveals the most guns. You start with 3. In the middle of the voyage, you're gonna have you're gonna get replenished for up to 3 again, and people also have their own special player cards which they can use at certain points of the game. It's a lot of fun, and also on the board, if you reach certain spaces, people can be flogged. They can their tongue can be cut out. It's all in good fun. It's not really real. So and stuff happens, so they cannot speak anymore during the game. It's really hilarious. Um, I got introduced to this one by another YouTuber that I follow for a while, and then I bought my copy because I played this online a few times in the past. They're just showing the minis, but oh, yellow is picking it up. Oh, didn't even know that. Well, honestly, this is just the minis constantly. So the guns look like this. These little wooden guns. This is the box with the. I don't have all this fancy content, to be honest. I should have gotten it, but hey. And the thing is, you have a bag that has your role, and sometimes you can. A person can look at another person's role depending on if they land on certain spaces. So yeah, that's really cool. So my oh, what is this? Oh, these are tokens. Yep. Okay. So my third one is a oldie but a goodie, how they say it, and that is Concept. Concept is a game from 2016, but it still holds up as a great party game. 4 to 12 players, 40 minutes, ages 10 and up, weighs 1.38. So Concept is in your goal you try to guess a word. Uh, I don't know if there's any points because usually when I play it, we don't play it with points. Um, it's actually a team of two players. So you choose a word or a phrase that the other player needs to guess. Acting together, this team places pieces on the board. For example, milk. You can put it these. You have this board, so you can put here that it's a food. So you can put this one as a food, and you also have these exclamation points that can be side clues that you can do, and then you can put cubes in the right color of these uh, of the exclamation points and question marks to denote that it's for or for the main subject or for the side subject. And you can put that it's white. You can put here there's some colors here, like it's a food that's white, and it's maybe a liquid, and maybe you can even put it here that it comes in uh, uh, a container or something, or an actor that is in violent movies, so you can put it here on the skull, or the actor is dead. It can mean many things, and the cards are. Oh, this is a very big one. Is it at Essen? Maybe. It looks like it's at Essen. So this is magnetic, so not with cubes, but with cardboard magnetic pieces. Oh, this was signed. Oh, this said Essen. Uh, oh, this doesn't look like Essen, but there's also concept kits. So I want to try and see if I can get cards. And the cards you can pick to three different categories. In every category, all the cards have the three different difficulties, not really categories, but difficulties. And if you want to have the easy word, there are three words that are easy, so you can pick one of the three words. I really want to. Oh, here's a card, for example. So basically, this is not in English. Okay. For example, here you see. I hope you can see it on the left. Oh, you cannot really see it. I didn't put my. So you see airport, bee, and coconut. So you can. Those are the easy words, and then you have watercolor, steamboat, and lawyer as difficulty. And the most difficult words are armed to the teeth, shopping cart, and vicious circle. That's very difficult to explain just by uh, denoting concepts on the board, but it's a fun game. It's a great game for the families. You can make it easier or more difficult as you like. That is concept. My fourth game is Perudo. I played this last week, and this is basically Liar's Dice. So I came in second. I was on a face off with another person at the local gaming event, and from 2 to 6 players, 15 to 30 minutes, ages 8 and up, and weighs 1.25 on BGG. And basically, you have these. Oh, these are the older ones. The newer ones are a bit more. Oh, so you have these dice. These are your color dice. So you pick a set of dice. You start with 5 dice, and you roll the dice in your cup. And so, yeah, these cups. Um, and then you roll them, you put them down, you look at them secretly, and then you start like saying or lying what you have. So maybe I have. Also, they have these parrot sides or these perudo. No, these. Oh, what is these birds again with the big beaks? So if you have the bird icon, that can be any icon depending on what was said. For example, I say I have 1 6. Then the next person go, oh, I have 2 6s. And you go on and on until someone says, or you're lying to the previous person. But the thing is, no, you really have to think how many of the sixes are in the game. Not only yours, by the way, that's important. Um, so you say like, I think you see like you have 2 6s and the bird. So that means you have 3 6s. If you say sixes, because the birds are wild until someone calls out that number. Uh, so if I will say I have 1 6, and then the other person have 2 6s, and then so on and so on. But the thing is, um, you can go to a higher number, uh, but you have to go more dice. Well, 6 is a bad example. You can go like, hey, I have 2 2s. The other person says I have 3 3s, and he goes one higher up, or three 2 3s. You can also do that. He just goes up with the same amount, I think. And uh, the thing is, at a certain point, when it gets a little bit too much, it's like, hey, it comes to you. It's like, hey, he said there are 6 6s. I don't know. You can go. Your next guess can be half of that number rounded down into birds. You're gonna say, hey, I have 3 birds. And then the next person can go. Or you can say, I think that's the exact amount. I think there are 6 6s. Then everybody reveals their cup. If there are exactly 6 6s, you get a dice back if you've lost a dice. Um, and if it's not, you lose a dice. If you say that someone else is lying, everybody reveals. Um, and if that person is incorrect, then that person loses a die. If you're incorrect and that person it does exactly 6 6s, including the birds, of course, because at that point the birds are 6s, then you lose a die, and last person standing wins. As soon as dice keep flowing out of people's cups because they have been caught lying or the number is not correct of the dice that they are saying that there were, it's going to be harder to predict what people have. So it's a bit of a guessing game and trying to see if someone is bluffing or not. A very nice game. It's a very cool party game. Oh, this is very old. Perudo in a tin. I like the other Perudo better. So it comes in these. Oh, they have the Simpsons Perudo. Oh, that's a Duff Dice. I'm gonna look this one up. I'm gonna write this one down. Uh, Perudo Simpsons. Oh, that's fun. See if I can find it on Amazon or something. uh, yep. Oh, this one's also in the back. There are many different versions. So, yeah, that's Perudo. Or Liar's Dice. My next one is Just One. A lot of people heard about this, but if you haven't heard, Just One is it's a party game that's so fun. So you one person will draw a card. You have these oh, so you have these plastic standees where you can write, but you can also put the word down. if it's your turn to guess the word, so you'll not be writing. If you get a word, for example, this is a good one. Oh, this is a very different cover. But this logo is the same as in all the other covers. So you put a card without looking on your plastic tray with the words that way, and you pick a number. So and you don't know which word is associated with that number. If you say two, for example, here it's chocolate. Then everybody writes secretly with their pens uh, on. It's like a whiteboard. So you write one word, and then when everybody's ready, you reveal the word. Every word that is duplicated gets erased. So here you see someone said milk, one white, Belgian, hazelnuts, dark and sweet. So none of the words gets removed. Then when the words get removed or none of the words gets removed, uh, they say that you can open your eyes and then you go to the words and try to guess what the word is. But it's more problematic if like three people put white or like milk. So three people have to erase their word. So you only have sweet, dark, and hazelnuts. I can still derive chocolate from that. So you have to be a bit creative, not be too obvious. Um, you can be a little bit cryptid, uh, especially when you know that person. When it's your partner, you can do that. It's really fun, and you try to guess as many words as you can. I don't even know if there's a scoring thing with this one. We just play until we had enough of it. uh, oh, it used to be "We Are the Word" originally, and then Repos Production bought the rights. The goal is to get a score as 13, but actually, not a lot of people do that. The players score 1 point. In case wrong answer, they lose the current card as well as the top card of the deck, thus losing 2 points. Yeah, you can do that, but it's a fun activity. So yeah, my last game before I go to my wish for Santa is gonna be Detective Club. Detective Club is it now comes in a box. It used to come in a tin. 4 to 8 players, 45 minutes, ages 8 and up, and it's 1.24. So I really need this if my other group of friends comes. So I need to find a copy of this one. So simple rules. You have these like beautiful cards, and one of the players secretly teams up with another. I tried to make them guess a word using just two illustrated cards. The other players are detectives who also know the word but don't know the identities of each other. Detectives have to find out who the conspirator is, making sure they don't get accused by their fellow players. I haven't played it like that. Okay. Oh, maybe I played it wrong, but maybe that's small rule. So this is the tin one. So, for example, this is one of the cards. So you give a description. Everybody gets. You can do it with your phone, by the way. There's a phone app to it, and uh, everybody can go there. Or there are notepads. So the person trying to there's a person that will write the words on all the notepads except one, which will be empty. So everybody gets a random pad, and yeah, I think I've been playing this wrong, but I've played it like this. You can also play like this, which is a little bit loosey goosey. Um, and everybody will get a pad. They look at it for a few seconds, and then they put one card face down. Once everybody done it, they reveal it. They will explain. Uh, 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 they will defend their cards. Um, what they see in the card. I think they did play in the card. I think it's like the second, only with the second card that they reveal it. I think I haven't played this one for a while though. Oh no, only in the last round they do that. In the first round, they just reveal the card, and then they're gonna. Everybody has their own color magnifying glass, which is not a really magnifying glass, and they say like, "Hey, I don't think that. I think these person are lying." Or maybe you do that at the end. It's been like years since I played it, but I know it's a fun game. uh, yeah, I think that is the rule that you do. At a certain point, there are gonna be two cards in front of you, so like this, and then you're gonna point to someone who you think is the liar with the magnifying glass. So you will get, I think you will get points for that. So yeah, and then you can discuss. You can also lie about it, because the thing is, if I put a card down and I don't have the word, and I see others that have like C, like maybe I should. Yeah, you will get a new card and like maybe I should put something with blue or C, so that when the word gets revealed, I can defend myself. Like, hey, I put this card because of this, and this one has uh, um, a little fish on it. Like here, you can see a little fish there, and the other card is blue. So, yeah, and sometimes it's hilarious because you don't have like good cards for the word, and you do know the word, and you have to put some cards there. Yeah, I kind of like put myself into a corner here because it's been a while, but the cards are very beautiful. It's oh, what is this? This like really weird artwork and stuff like that. It's really nice. So I know I didn't sell it correctly, but this is a game that you have to play. It's so much fun. So that is Detective Club. Um, my own pick is a social deduction game that I've been playing online. I haven't played it for like about a year, I think. Um, but that is Blonde on the Clock Tower. Blonde on the Clock Tower is a social deduction game with a lot of roles that work off of each other. There are different demons, there are different bad guys. There's one person that's the demon, and the other person in the village try to kill the demon. And there are certain roles that go to a order and a hierarchy, and they wake up at a certain part of the night. Some of them only wake up once, only get one time information. Some wake up every night and do stuff. Um, and this is oh, this is like, for example, with 13 players, you have 9 townsfolk, you have 0 outsiders, because the outsiders can be good or bad for either team, for the demon and his accomplices, or for the townsfolk. There are, for example, here 2 minions and 1 demon. So always 1 demon. The minions can change. Um, Let me see if I can. There are different. It's like this is the rules, how travelers work. You can also introduce travelers to make a little. If someone enters the room a little bit late and they're already playing, you can introduce a traveler. The first night, uh, there are some rules that only happen on the first night. The person that is conducting the um, the session, uh, like the storyteller, has this book. He can put roles here. He has the book here, the sheet, and they try to. These are like, I think, magnetic, and they put these in seating order what every role is, and they go off like, hey, that role wakes up first. What do you want to do, and so on. Let me see if I can get some like roles. Uh, I really want to make a version of this myself, to be honest, because that's really cool. You can actually do that. Or you can buy the copy. Let me just check here. For example, there's the gambler. I cannot really read. There's a few scripts like Bad Moon Rising. There's 3 scripts in the game, and there's, for example, the cook, and the cook will get 2 information. One of these 2 is evil, but it can also be the minions or the oh the demon. And the thing is, you want to kill the demon. and but the minions also have their own special powers. One can see who everybody is. That's, for example, the Undertaker, the one that knows as soon as someone dies, they know like, hey, that person was that role. And then when the day comes, by the way, there's certain nights until there's a certain winning condition, or the demons are the last one to stay in the game, or they're more demons slash minions, then there are townsfolk, then they win, or if the demon is killed. And and there are some smaller victory conditions that can happen as well. But if you play, you're gonna have more nights and more days, and in the days you can people can go into their own corner like, hey, I want to talk to you, and you can even say like, hey, I want to talk to you too because I found this one out because I trust you, and it's so much fun. I'm hoping to actually like write. You can even write it down. There's a community online that plays this game, and the thing is, I really want a copy of this. I know that a friend of mine has it, but it's a friend that I haven't seen in a while, so I don't know if that one will ever come up again in the future, but I really hope to get this to a certain group to see how they like it. So yeah, I stumbled a bit through this list, but these are amazing games. If you want to get them, just these should all be in print. The Blonde the Clock Tower for me is a little bit harder because well, it's I think it's still available, but it's a bit expensive. But hey, that was my list. Like and subscribe, and yeah, just put some comments down if you like my list. What do you think about my list? What would you add? What would you subtract? And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Have a great Christmas.